All right, hello. Just making a video here with a little bit of information, kind of an informative video, I guess you could say. Um, and I will reiterate here that I am no expert by any means. I've just been lifting for quite some time, even though I don't look like it. Um, and I just figured I would share this. And it's going to be on grip. And it's kind of a uh, informative video for beginners. Um, let's say you have no grip tools at all. Most people kind of begin that way, which is perfectly fine. You don't have to go buy all these tools to increase your grip. They just make it more fun. And a lot of these tools too are precision. They're for precision grip. And from the reading I've done, the precision grip is more of the smaller tools like the key pinch and the one finger stuff. But I guess that could also be considered like a power grip as well. I guess it depends on how much weight you're lifting. Maybe your fingertip would be more precision. But yeah, the tools that are smaller or awkward to hold are like more of a precision grip. And so this is going to be more oriented towards just a base and power grip. So like a base strength, I guess, or a foundation. So your three grips that make up your foundation are your crush grip, your pinch grip, and your support grip. So I'll kind of give some. So crush grip is pretty self-explanatory. It's just crushing in. So I mean, a simple workout you could do. It'd be hard to kind of gauge the strength, but just crushing as hard as you can, kind of like an isometric. You could do that for time, hold it, but then that would turn into support. So, but if you're trying to actively squeeze as hard as you can the whole time, I think that would be more of a crush, but it could be a mix. But you kind of get the idea there. You're actively trying to crush harder and harder and harder. So that's what the crush is. And so a simple movement you can do if you have a barbell. I do recommend when you start out to build a base, two-hand movements. One that's going to get you your workout quicker, and two, I think you're going to build more power that way with the two-hand movements. But like I said, I'm not an expert by any means. I'm just trying to help, and hopefully this does help someone. But with that being said, here I will go ahead and show you if you have a barbell. All you got to do for a crush grip, and you can wrap your thumb, or you can put it on this side, but just roll it down and squeeze. So like you're making a fist as hard as you can. And like I said, you can move your thumb on the other side as well, and you can squeeze it in there as well, or you can not. It's up to you. It's whatever you want to do. And you see I'm kind of leaning over. You can stand straight up, or you can kind of lean just a little bit, but obviously don't round your back, and just squeeze. Crush grip is pretty self-explanatory. It's you're just trying to crush. You're crushing your fingers in. And that's that. So as you get more into it, of course there's many other tools. There's grippers, there's all those things, but this is more this video is more oriented to just simple things that you already may have in your home gym. Everybody's probably going to have a barbell, so that's why I'm showing this. So there are, like I said, there's many other movements you can use, but this is just basics to start out. So just a barbell, roll it down to your fingertips and just squeeze your hands. Pretty self-explanatory. You can do this in a power rack. You can do it like I just did it there. Kind of depends on the weight you're using. As you get into heavier weights, you might want to do it in the power rack. It kind of help just take out the deadlift portion of it, or the fear of dropping it. Which, if you're in a home gym, you probably don't want to be dropping weights unless you have some kind of a flooring for that. So I do have a power rack. If you don't have a power rack, it's no big deal. Just try not to drop it if you're concerned about that. Which I assume you are. Nobody wants to ruin their flooring. Okay, so that's crush grip. Next we'll go ahead, we'll do pinch grip. So pinch grip, if you have bigger plates, you can use those, but a pinch grip is just as it says, it's just you're pinching. So if you want to do this two-handed, you can. You can do it for holds, but what it is just two plates, 10 pounds. You can obviously go heavier if you're stronger, but I'm just pinching them together, and it's on the smooth face, or the back. So if you have the standard plates and they have the smooth backing, you can just turn them face inwards so that the smooth portion is facing your fingers, so that it's harder to pinch. But hopefully you can see that there. It's nothing too complicated. So you're just pinching them together. Now you can you can add more 10-pound plates to this. You can use 25 pounds, or you can just do it one-handed. But as I said before, I do recommend doing two hands at first, just to build up your strength faster, because you're going to be able to pile on the weight more with two hands, and you're going to get your workout done quicker. When you do the single hand stuff, it does take longer, but if you're not concerned with the time amount, you can do single hand. You can do whatever you want. So, but yeah, that's just a pinch grip. So nothing too complicated. You can do max lift. You can do repetitions. You know, you could just pick it up from the floor like this, like this. You're gonna get a lower back workout in as well, but it's not. So you'll see me on some of my lifts, I do round my back a little bit, but these are such light weights that I don't think, if you don't have any kind of underlying issues, shouldn't be a problem. But if you want to, you can really make sure you straighten your back as you're doing it. When I do the lifts, I don't really concern myself with that too much, unless the weight is heavier. But yeah, this is pinch grip. You can see how my hand is positioned, pinching in with the thumb and all the fingers, and squeezing the plates together. So that's pinch grip. Nothing too really complicated about it. And that is probably the most basic pinch grip. Like I said, there are many other movements here. You got your pinch blocks, you got your Saxon bars, all sorts of stuff. But as I said, this is for beginners. So I'm trying to put in some simple exercises that you can hopefully do with the items you already have. So that's why this is so simple, or basic, I guess you could say. The last grip, which is a pretty, this is probably the most used grip within your everyday life, is your support grip. You carry the groceries in, all that kind of thing. It's a support grip. And that is the grip that's just, it's kind of like an isometric hold kind of. So for this, you could just do overhand deadlifts. You could do just timed holds. See how long you can hold it. You could do shrugs without wrist wraps or wrist straps. Just basically, so the overhand grip is it's harder to do. You have your mixed grip on deadlift, and that allows you to lift heavier weights. And so if you wanted to work more of your support grip, or your grip in general, you just do a double overhand deadlift, which is just both hands double overhand. And you don't want to do the hook grip if you're trying to work your grip. The hook grip is kind of like almost like using straps, kind of. Of course, it's not entirely the same, but it does give you a benefit to like not working your grip as much, I guess, because you're kind of smashing it into your thumb. It just gives you an all-around tighter grip, but it's not really a strong grip, I guess. Like you're not using your grip as much. Hopefully that's kind of clear. If you've never done hook grip before or even heard of it, just ignore what I'm saying right now. But no, your hook grip is not like a sign of a strong grip, I guess. I guess it kind of could be. It's more of like a hand toughness thing. I was able to deadlift, in my training, I deadlifted 675 years ago. Obviously I can't do that now, but years ago, 675 with a hook grip. Definitely could get nowhere near that with a regular double overhand grip. So the hook grip it's kind of more, like I said, a hand toughness thing. As long as you can tolerate the pain of the weight smashing into your thumb, you're going to be able to pick up the weight. As long as your hand doesn't tear. I did have some hand tears from that. But yeah, your support grip, you could do double overhand deadlifts, you could do holds, you could do from the power rack as well. You could do rack pulls with a double overhand grip. If you have a power rack at home. If you don't, then obviously you wouldn't be able to do that. But another thing you can do is farmer's walks, without straps, of course. Farmer's walks are very good for the support grip, and they're probably just all around good for your everyday life situation grip, if that makes sense. So with that, these are just two 45-pound plates. You can obviously start lighter if you have to, but yeah, you just hold it. You can wrap your thumb, or you can put your thumb on the other side, whatever you want to do. Obviously with your thumb on the other side, it's going to be a little bit harder, and all you do is just walk. So just make sure you're standing up tall, and just what I like to do is I measure out 8 feet in my apartment here, and I just walk back and forth, and I count the times that I walked back and forth, and then I multiply that by 8, and then I get my distance out, and then I multiply that, and that's my total distance, and then I try to beat that. Here lately I've been trying to reach a certain distance with the 45 pounds. It does burn quite a bit, so that's kind of something you'll have to build up to, is being able to tolerate the burn in your forearms and your hands. And yeah, that's the farmer's walk. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty basic, and it's pretty accessible to everyone. I mean, you could use, if you've got some kind of grocery bags at home, you could put a few things in there and just walk. Whatever you have accessible to you. I know that sounds funny, but you know, if you're at home and you want to get a workout, sometimes you know you use your imagination, and you can find things to do. So hopefully that's helpful. One of the last movements you can do for your support grip are dead hangs, and all that is you find something that you can hang from. So you just grip your hands up there and just hang. I would suggest setting a timer of some kind, or having someone time for you, and just hang for as long as you can. It's very painful to start out, and you got to learn to kind of get through that pain barrier. For me, the pain barrier is around 2 minutes, and if I can block that out, then I can go for, I think the longest I've gone is maybe 6 minutes, somewhere in there. And that's without, so some people like to let go, hang with one hand, and then they'll give their hands a break. And some climbers can go for like, I think I've heard of people hanging for an hour with that technique. Obviously, I don't want to do that. I don't even want to try that. I can't imagine the pain you would feel in your hands after that, but they're probably used to it being climbers. But um, no, those are some basic exercise. Hopefully this has been informative. So we have your crush grip, which is with just a barbell. This is, like I say, this is a beginner's thing. Obviously you can research grippers. Grippers are out there. Those can build your crush grip. You have gripper machines, all sorts of things. And I'll get more into those exercises later with a more like detailed grip explanations per se, but this is just basic stuff. So you got the barbell, just crush your hands in. You can do it out of the power rack. You got your pinch grip, and you got your support grip. So if you have any questions, comments, or tips, maybe there's something I forgot, which I'm sure there probably is, you go ahead and leave that down below. And I'll probably be making another video on kind of more of the difference between the power grip and the precision grip. As I said, the power grip is more like a double overhand deadlift. You know, or pretty much all these grips I just told you and all these exercises I just showed you, those are more power movements. And then the precision stuff is like the key pinch and stuff like that. But I won't get too much into that. I don't want to. If you're a beginner, you're probably like, "What are you talking about, guy?" So I don't want that to happen. So I'll try to leave that for when I make that video. But I think that's about everything I wanted to cover in this video. Hopefully this was helpful. And if it's not, then I can always take this video down and redo it some way with maybe a little bit more facts or something. But on that note, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.